Right now, Iowa and New Hampshire really have never been as important as they are in the 2024 primary race for Republican candidates. And it's a state where my next guest has really been hitting the bricks pretty hard. 2024 presidential candidate, former ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley. Ambassador Haley, welcome to the show.
Thanks so much, Charles. It's great to be with you.
It's great to have you here. I'm looking, you and Ramaswamy have hit these early states harder than anyone else. 14 times in Iowa. For you, about 14, 15 times in New Hampshire. It really does feel like there's right now former President Trump, stays elevated, and not everyone else is fighting for that breakout point. It looks like you're really betting that it's got to come early in this election season.
I think you take Iowa, New Hampshire, and South Carolina very seriously. I mean, those are the first, primaries or caucuses that we have. And so, yes, it's about being anywhere and everywhere. It's about you can't just do a rally, leave and go away. You've got to go and touch hands. You've got to talk to every person. You have to answer every question, and you really have to earn their trust. That's what this is about. It's about trust and relationships with the people, of Iowa, with the people of the Granite State and with South Carolinians. And so I think it's important to do that. We're not taking any shortcuts. We're going to do whatever we can to earn their support.
Between that and this debate, the first debate that's coming up, it feels like that's got to be sort of the moment to break out of the pack. I was reading an article. It says 5 months in, Nikki Haley is still waiting for her moment. What's your moment going to be? What is it that will propel you out of the? It's a crowded field. Trying to get noticed or focused on is pretty tough right now.
I'm not concerned. We hit all of our benchmarks. Look, the rest of the guys have spent millions of dollars in ads and all of this other stuff. If you look at our campaign, the accountant in me has not allowed us to spend much at all because people aren't paying attention. Their kids are out of school. They're on vacations. What you're going to see is once the debates start, that's when people are going to start paying attention. That's when we'll start to spend our money. The reason we haven't moved is because we haven't spent anything. I'm very conscious about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and this is about making sure that our messages are out there when people are prepared to listen. And I think you're going to see that post Labor Day.
I want to talk about one message that I keep hearing from you over and over. In fact, just a few moments ago, President Biden refusing to answer any questions about the latest China government hack of our government officials. I mean, I've lost track of how often this happens. You have been talking really tough about China, and I will tell the audience, you've got a strong, long record of being tough against China. Why so focused there?
Because I've been across the negotiating table from China. I know exactly how they are. I know exactly what they'll do. But, Charles, look at what they've done. Look at how they're infiltrating our country. I mean, whether it is looking at the fact that they have spy balloons going across our country, whether it's the fact that they've bought 400,000 acres of U.S. soil next to our most sensitive military installations, the fact that they're sending fentanyl across our border, the fact that they're putting propaganda and sending millions of dollars to our universities, or that they have Chinese companies lobbying Congress on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party. You look now and they've really strengthened their military. They're stealing $600 billion worth of intellectual property from us every year. And you have people like Yellen saying we should do more business with China and basically saying we can play by the rules. It shouldn't be a winner-take-all scenario. Yeah. Well, when you sat across the negotiating table from China, that's the only way they think is a winner-take-all scenario. They don't play fair by the rules. And so I know the damage that they're doing. Yeah,
they seem to be emboldened. I mean, these high-profile visits by the administration, every time that happens, they do something belligerent within 24 hours. You talked about getting your message, talking to people, delivering your message. What specifically about your message, Ambassador, is different or distinctive from your rivals in this race?
Well, we're $32 trillion in debt. We're having to borrow money to make our interest payments. I think we need an accountant in the White House. We don't need another lawyer. The second thing I'll tell you is I've been a two-term governor that took a double-digit unemployment state and turned it into an economic powerhouse. And I'm the only one that's actually had foreign policy experience where I have negotiated not with one country, but with 193. And this is a time, Charles, where we really need to make sure that our country is strong. We've got threats threats all around us. We've got inflation that's happening. You've got the fact that our kids are not having transparency in schools. You've got high crime. You've got an open border. It's time for us to get to work. We need real results. People have felt like they've worked for government for too long. Now it's time to show them that government will work for the people.
Great stuff. Thank you very much, Ambassador Haley. Appreciate it.